Gonna have to be through the Spirit.
No, we're gonna write that up.
Come, man. All praises, honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh. Right? We the saints upholding commandments. It's the brother Nasi, right?
It's Samurai.
And the brother Israel, right? Tapping in, man. We want to give, we want to get you good, King. Well, first and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory to the Most High Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ, right? And so we come through day in and day out with breakdowns dealing with life, man, and understanding the life as a Hebrew Israelite, right, and what is required in these last days, right? If you see the topic, you coming into the room, like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna give an opportunity for the room to build up. If you're just chiming in, hit the bell when you come into the room, right? Hit the bell and drop some sevens in the chat, man. Give us a shalom if you're coming in. Let's see who in the building. Khan, shalom, brother Malachi. Shalom, Mark. Khan, man. Do you see the topic, man? Self-accountability. That's what it's about. Understanding that the Most High God is requiring something of us, and that's to be accountable, right? Especially as a brothers and sisters in this thing. And we got to be able to lean on each other in these last days. Shalom, brother Larry on the scene. Shalom, Mark. Right.
Khan, Shalom, brother Malachi, Shalom, brother Larry. Right, it's gonna be self accountability is the breakdown for the day. Like, share, subscribe if you're in the room. Like, share, and subscribe. Right, we got a powerful lesson to bring out. We pray that everybody is edified. First of all, give our glory and praise to Yahweh Bashem, Wamalak, Yahweh Shai. Right, double honors to the elders at the house of David. Right, our praises, man. Shalom to the brothers and sisters of the 12 tribes scattered abroad.
Khan.
We have a breakdown called self-accountability, man. Self-accountability. You know, we in the season of, we're just coming out of the season of unleavened bread. So we still dealing with accountability, man, and purging that leaven and becoming a new man. Forgiving, right? Not holding grudges, you know.
Khan.
Dealing in righteousness among your brethren, right? And, making sure that you're being as blameless as possible in these end times, because so as the scripture says, no man know the hour, no man know the day. You know, when Hamashiach will make a great return and redeem his people, you know, and establish the new kingdom. So what we're trying to do is get the mote out of our eyes, get the thorn out of our side, if you will, and just be a better person today than we were yesterday. Make better decisions based upon the Bibles. Meditate on the precepts therein, you know, and making sure that we can not be an unprofitable servant, but apply these things to our walk ultimately. All right. So again, like, share, and subscribe if you came into the building. We're gonna let the room fill up. 7:42. We'll kick off at 7:45. Like, share, and subscribe. Shalom, brother Karash. Shalom, King.
Khan. For those who just coming in who might not be new to this understanding, who might be new to this understanding, we understand that the Hebrew Israelites are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native American Indians of Negro descent, right? And we understand that through the curses per Deuteronomy 28, from 28 to from 15 on down, we understand that those curses fit us as a nation of people, right?
And so, what is that? Leviticus 23.
Khan, let me get that real quick. Right.
Nah, it ain't 23.
What you looking for, Art?
It's the verse in Leviticus that mirrors Deuteronomy 28. You know what I'm talking about?
But with that being said, we understand that, us being under these curses, we have to find a remedy, and the remedy is the word. The remedy is the understanding, the wisdom, the knowledge that the scriptures have been able to give us throughout the years, man, through numerous prophets, and understanding that ultimately he sent Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ, right, to redeem his people, the Israelites, right?
All right. I know what you're talking about.
And we understand our people in the lower states to today, to this day. You found it out?
Yes, it's Leviticus 26.
Okay.
Whole chapter it kind of mirrors Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah.
Did you drop the link in the chat? All right.
Come on, we live. We got them in the chat.
Yeah, you got it. Come. We'll get started.
Come on, we're gonna be opening up. We go ahead and get into it. We're gonna be opening up with the passage precept, Corinthians 13 and 5. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5.
Come. I get it.
Come on, bring it up.
2 Corinthians 13 and 5, it says, examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith, and prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh shines in you?
Hey, that's a powerful, even the opening words, verbiage of that verse said, examine yourself whether ye be in the faith.
Come on.
You know, a lot of us know that we're Israelites, but we're not conducting as Israelites. We're not moving in the spirit of Hamashiach. We're not doing what's required of us according to Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Just knowing and understanding that we are the chosen people, it don't mean that you're of that lot that's chosen, that's gonna come back, hear his voice, keep the commandments, believe on Hamashiach. So we have to look within our members and make sure that we're not doing and fulfilling the flesh and not practicing the fruits of the spirit, and ultimately the example that our big brother Hamashiach has left for us, right? So we might not even truly be in the faith. Knowing is one thing, but what are you practicing? What are you keeping? What are you rehearsing, right, in order to prepare you for that kingdom to come? Go ahead, Ike.
Come on. So, Laki, I got a quick precept out. Because you said a lot of stuff, but you're saying you got to examine. In order for you to examine, you got to be able to see, right, who you are. But how do you see who you are? By looking in the mirror, right? This is the book. This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 22.
That's right.
James 1 and 22, and it reads thus: But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Right? Don't just let this thing go in one ear and out the other and not do it. Right? Verse 23: For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. Right? That's that mirror. Right? And you want to be, when you come into this thing, you want to be able to look at yourself at the beginning and the end of the day. Why? Reading on. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. Right? When we came into this truth, ultimately starting, right, me and Ak, we really held each other accountable, man, and that's how this thing came to be. All praises to the Most High God. Right? It wasn't on our own strength, but in saying that, and accountability, if you know who you're an Israelite and that you're a king and you're a princess and you're a daughter of Zion coming into this thing, you're gonna look at yourself accordingly in that mirror, right? And you want to be able to leave, be built up in the spirit, come back at the end of the day and still be able to see that same person in the mirror, right? But at the beginning, man, I was, oh yeah, we Israelite, practicing the precepts, man, you studying, being diligent, and you come back home and looking in the mirror and you discuss it with yourself.
That's right.
Because you forgot who you were when you got into the world. So you have to have self accountability when you in this truth, man. Right? I yield with that.
And I can finish this out. It says, "Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh is in you, except ye be reprobates." Read this. Verse 6. "But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates."
That we are what?
Not reprobates.
Go ahead.
Now, yeah, that's it.
Screen share.
Keep going.
Stop at 9.
Verse 7. "Now I pray to God that ye do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that ye should do that which is honest."
Do that as what?
Do that which is honest,
Uh-huh.
though we be as reprobates. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. For we are glad when we are weak, and ye are strong. And this also we wish, even your perfection.
We know that perfection is only going to come from rehearsing the righteous acts and keeping the commandments of the Most High, according to Psalm 19:7, right? That's the only way that we're going to reach perfection. Not that there won't be stumbling blocks and things that cause you to fall along the way. Different things are gonna make you wear on your flesh, and you might find yourself subject to sin, right? Because it's not. Go ahead, bring that out. I see you posted that. Go ahead and elaborate, King. Not.
He froze.
Yeah, he froze. We'll bring out this precept though. It's a classic precepts. Actually, I'm gonna start at Proverbs 24. I'm gonna start at 13. It says, "My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste." Right, and we know according to what is that, Psalms 119 and 104 on down, it references the law and the words being sweeter than honey in the mouth. Right, verse 14. "So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of righteousness." Against the dwelling of the righteous. "Spoil not his resting place. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again." Right? So you're going to have your battles in this walk. You're going to have your trials in the truth. You're going to have your affliction in these chains of darkness, this flesh that we have to dwell in. But that doesn't mean you count it out, right? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean it's over for you, because I think Matthew 6:33.
Come on, seek ye first.
Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, right? You know what I'm saying? There are things that are going to cause you to fall back in your fleshly ways, but you got to come back and seek the kingdom. You got to pick yourself back up, right? It says, "For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. But the wicked," right, the brother that's not dealing with righteousness, the brother that's not operating in the spirit, Barakatah, the brother that's not perpetuating these commandments to the best of his ability, "the wicked shall fall into mischief."
Into what?
Into mischief. And you into all type of dark things that are unmentionable, things that you don't want to be brought to light. Secret sins that the Most High sees even when man eyes can't behold. Right?
Precept.
So like, yeah. Go ahead, King.
Sirach 15 and 19. Sirach 15 and 19.
Great precept.
And it says, and his eyes are upon them that fear him.
Mm-hmm.
And he knoweth every work.
He what?
He knoweth every work
Right.
of man.
Uh-huh.
He had commanded no man to do wickedly.
What did he do?
He had commanded no man to do wickedly.
So your own, as it says in Baruch 4:28, it was your mind to go astray. You can't charge the Most High for that. If you find yourself in a position where you're going astray from the word of the Most High, it's because literally you're not adhering to the word of the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
He had commanded no man to do wickedly, neither hath he given any man license to sin.
So it's not a free for all or get out of sin free card. It must not operate like that.
Right. So just because
it's because your purpose led you out. Go ahead, King.
That's why we are under the dispensation of grace, man, via Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, who the world calls Christ.
That's right.
Ultimately, yeah, you're gonna fall, you're gonna stumble, you're gonna trip, but you gotta have grace. Be gracious with yourself, right? But don't allow these things to overtake you in a sense, right?
And we gotta endure to the end, man. We gotta endure to the end. It's plain and simple. It's plain up on tables. You know, it's not something that we gonna be able to grasp just by doing a little bit of the work. Just by I kind of be reading my Bible sometimes.
But that's where accountability come in too. And a lot of us move like we have a license to sin.
That's right. That's right.
And that's even more no accountability too.
But ultimately, the only way to be exalted and receive that crown of life is to endure until the end and ride this thing out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be weak-hearted, right? Don't be easily deceived. Don't be letting all type of different sins tickle your fancy with a temporary fix. Cleave onto everlasting life, right? That's the only thing that's going to be able to restore you and uphold you with the right hand of righteousness, right? I yield on that, because you know how we get. The next precept, I look like you holding a precept, Nasi. Stop, don't.
I'm good.
You muted.
I'm good. Let's get
all right. The precept, next precept gonna be Ephesians 4:14. I'm there. Bring it out. Ephesians 4. Salakia. We don't have the brother on the scribe work. If y'all give me a second, I'm gonna try and scribe as well.
I got it, King.
Okay. The first, make sure you type the first.
I got you.
Ephesians 4:14. It says that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro.
Then what?
Tossed to and fro.
See, when you in the world, sin is tossing you back and forward. Demons playing volleyball with you, tetherball,
passing you around,
right? Let me get a little bit of that flesh. Oh, let me get some of that too, right? Oh, y'all handing out flesh, and brother is opening his temple to us. Let me come in there and stir up some madness.
These
right?
demons freaking you out,
and for you know it, you got 7 demons. 7 being a number of completion. However many demons your body can house or your temple can have, they all taking over. You don't know who you are. You don't know if you coming or going. You don't know what you like or don't like. You don't know what's good or bad. And we know what's good according to Romans 7:12. The law is good, right? The law is just and good. Is what?
Holy, just, and good.
So we have to understand that cleaving to this law is going to restore our heritage, culture, way of life, customs, credence, lifestyle, family, kingdom, etc., etc. This is the only thing that we know to be good. And the only way we can justify that is justifying it with the law of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And it says, and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
You see that? every wind of doctrine. Things are just grabbing you. Oh, that sound good today. I'm gonna ride with that. And then when that has run its course, you on to the next doctrine. You on to the next belief. You on to the next wind gust that comes through and carries you. Right? Go ahead.
By the sleight of men
Uh-huh.
and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in
They
wait.
what?
They lie in wait
To what?
to deceive.
See, men, the Most High has literally set men up in this world and this walk just to get you to go off, just to get you to go contrary to the word, just to get you to fall for the okie doke, to trip over the snare, the stumbling block. That's literally just all the Most High put them there for you. It's to set a snare and a trap for you and you to fall in that. What is that? Psalms. Salaki, you got it now. So I'm looking for this precept.
I didn't know this was on the breakdown.
Man. No, you good, bro. And that's what you had mentioned, the 7 spirits, man, and the 7 demons, right? You can find that in the book of Matthew, the 12th chapter, right? Matthew 12 and 45. Let me start at 43, right? Matthew 12 and 43, because you got to understand that these spirits, they can be like physically or spiritually spirits, or they can be, as my brother just said so eloquently, dealing with people, man. People that you know, right? They can embody and inhabit spirits too as well on a spiritual level. It can be a spirit of lust, a spirit of fornication. It can be a spirit of gluttony, etc., etc. Right? This is Matthew 12 and 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest and findeth none. Right? Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out. Because a lot of times spirits go to, they're familiar with the previous vessel. As it says in Isaiah, right? It says the ox knoweth his owner's crib. And the ass is, roughly paraphrasing it, right? But you know what I want, right? But right, but understanding that, you know, things you go to where you are familiar at, and these spirits will do the same thing. People who, if they know they're going off, they're gonna want to go around people that's gonna allow them to be off.
Yeah.
Right.
That's somebody that's easily influenced. Somebody they can it's easy to get them to go off.
Right. And that's the same thing with these spirits. Continuing on in Matthew 12 and 44. It says, and when he is come, he findeth it empty and swept in garments. So the spirit gonna come back and be like, man, this brother done clean house, man. He ain't dealing with me no more. Right? This brother done sobered up on a spiritual level. Right? What happens then? Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
That's right.
Hey, they about to affiliate you, man. They about to jump you into this thing.
They about to throw a damn freaknik in your temple.
That's right. And that's where the accountability comes in, because it says that in 1 Corinthians 3 and 16, 1 Corinthians 6 and 19, that your vessel is holy. So we're dealing with accountability now. Right. So if you understand that you're a vessel of the Most High God in a temple, right, you got to hold yourself accountable to that standard, and make sure your house is cleaned and swept, man, when these spirits come up on you. Right. I'm gonna finish this up in verse 45. Then he goeth and take with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And that last state of the man is worse than the first. We've kicked different things in the world, right, coming into this truth. Oh, and we still kicking things to this day. But if you put it off the first time, the second time it jump on you, it's gonna be harder to get that thing off. The third time, and so on and so forth.
Why? Because that demon has made himself comfortable. Right?
And it's more of them.
You has got comfortable with the demon. You got a company.
It's like a toxic.
You got company over. And you know when somebody come over all the time,
they get too comfortable.
When they first come over, you like, hey man, you gotta, you might not take your socks off. You might want to see you got a coin. Half of your toenail gone. You don't want to show them that.
Yeah.
Hey, there all the time. Hey man, you gotta deal with these feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta see it, man. I'm gonna kick back. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get comfortable with each other, right? You know what I'm saying? Get more acquainted. things that you might not, or that demon might not allow you to expose before. Now you open with him.
Mm-hmm.
Now you showing him all your nooks and crannies of your temple, right? And he's
that's
getting more and more comfortable to like, you know what, I like it here, you know. And he makes that temple his home.
and you'll turn the spirit to be on that Brahman spirit, man. On Martin, man. Got the Brahman spirit. Brother coming in there wearing your flip flops, man. He wearing your robe, right? In your refrigerator, right? Making sandwiches. Right. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that. Right.
What bro? Oh, I guess I shouldn't have did that, huh?
Yeah.
Gun.
Right. All praises.
Right at home. You know what I'm saying? As you welcomed him in. You done made him a plate, right? You done threw him a pillow. You got him sleeping on your couch. Then you would have invited him into your bed, right? You know what I'm saying? It gets, when does it end? As my brother would say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When will it end? You know, it just continues to weigh on you until you grow weary in the flesh, and now it overtaking you. Now it's his house. Now it's just as much as his house as it is your temple. It's just as much as it is his domain as it is your body, as it is your mind, right? He's literally moved in your mind. He's moved in your flesh. He has become who you are, or you have become who he is. Shalom, the kind of scribe on the scene. Shalom to the swords of the spirit, man. All right. Shout out to you brothers tapping in, man. Shalom. We love y'all brothers immensely. Go ahead.
No, I wrapped up on that Matthew 12 and 45.
I think I had another one because we was talking about this is giving reference to the evil and the physical, but it can be everything is spiritual first, right? You know what I'm saying? Everything is spiritual. This is Psalms 10 and 8. And it says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places do he murder the innocent, right? Because when that demon takes over your spirit, he's literally murdering your flesh. He's literally crucifying your spirit amongst him trying to take over your vessel, right? It says his eyes are privily set against the poor. And you can look at that spiritual, the poor in spirit. Somebody that's not built up, somebody that hasn't attained the riches of the word, that can't go into the precepts and find different utensils to battle these things. They're literally meek or poor in spirit, right? Verse 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth them into his net, right? So he set a booby trap for you. He set a shalom, brother Shia, shalom, king, right? He set a snare for you, right? You see, you know the damn what is that Coyote and Roadrunner on Looney Tunes, right? He was always trying to catch the Roadrunner. He buying all this damn equipment. He buying anvils. He buying nets. He buying bear traps. He buying all these different things to try to catch the Roadrunner.
TNT.
Spirit, the Roadrunner always got away. That's like on Tom and Jerry. Like on Tom and Jerry, right? You know what I'm saying? The damn Jerry always outsmarting Tom. The damn Roadrunner always outsmarting the Coyote. Be the Roadrunner. You know what I'm saying? And this spirit, be Jerry. Because, you know, this is something that the enemy is going to always perpetuate. He always going to set up snares. He always going to set up roadblocks. He always going to set up tripping logs. Something for you to fall in subjection to. But we have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. And all of these account in these different situations, right? In closing, it says, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He had said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. Right? And that's the enemy and the demon. They get so caught up in their demonic work, they don't even realize that they're working for the Most High. The only reason you able to touch this Israelite is because I'm allowing it to happen. I'm not letting you have a free fall with a buffet. I'm testing his faith. I'm building him up so that he may be able to withstand you in the next opportunity. I yield. Salakia, go ahead.
I just have Isaiah 45:7, right? Because you said a lot of things. You said that these demons don't even know that they're working on the behalf of the Most High, right? But Isaiah 45:7 to bring that home. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Most High, Yahweh, do all these things.
That's right.
Right. So when you understand that you have to understand on a spiritual level what you're fighting against, and that's what it says that in the book of Romans, right? When it tells you, I think it's Romans 12, you're not wrestling against flesh and blood, right? But against spirits, principalities, and things of the dark, right? So when you have that understanding, you have to know what you're battling so that you can know what you need to be equipped with. And for so long, us as a nation of people, we have been lacking, and we still are lacking.
That's right.
But we got to be equipped in these last days, and that's what we're talking about. Accountability. It first starts with us, right? It starts with you, right? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, right? I yield on that.
Next precept is going to be Sirach 28:1-9.
Yeah, man, bring that out.
God. Sirach 28:1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord.
He shall what?
Find vengeance from the Lord.
God.
And he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee.
Do what?
Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee.
Nah, hold the grudge.
Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee.
Go ahead.
So shall thy sins also be forgiven.
So shall what?
Thy sins also be forgiven.
Hey, man, and it's like it's spiritual, because when you're doing it because you're required, right? Something that the Most High has called us to do. What did Christ say? You forgive him 70 times, 7 times, right? But ultimately on that, you're doing it for yourself. You're not even doing it for him. You're doing it because the Most High commanded us to, and that's how the nation should conduct itself, because we are an example of what all people should follow, as well as our people, right? But ultimately, you're doing it for yourself. Why would you want to carry around that grudge, that burden, that weight? It's weighing on you. Go ahead and give it to the Most High. Yield to a power that's much more powerful than yourself, the Ancient of Days ways, and do what he's called you to do. Keep the law, love your brother as you would love yourself, right? And if you love the Most High, you have to love his people. You have to. You ain't got to always like them, but you got to love them, though. You have to.
Quick precept in the book of Romans 12:17, right? Romans 12:17, because what the brew is just saying is perfectly put. Understanding that he said, dealing with your neighbor, we understand your neighbor is your brother, according to the book of Leviticus 19, right? But when you're dealing with Romans 12:17, I'm going to bring it out, and it reads, recompense to no man evil for evil, right? Provide things honest in the sight of all men, right? This is dealing with your nation. So ultimately, we understand, again, if you're dealing with accountability, you got to understand who you are and who you serve, right? We understand that we serve the Most High Yahweh, and he's a just God at the end and at the beginning of the day. So if you recompense to your brother evil, you means that you don't allow the Most High to render his just judgment to that brother, and you take it upon yourself to do that judgment. Now you have now stepped out of pocket along with this brother. Now the Most High being just as he is, he got to correct both of y'all.
Bring it out, because at the end of the day, you know, it's like that Ezekiel 33. When you see a brother in error going off, you got to blow that trumpet, right? But if you fail to blow that trumpet, Now the brother is sin and you in sin. I'm gonna require that blood at both of y'all hands, right? Because that brother's still wrong for going off, but you wrong for not correcting your brother in righteousness, right? You know what I'm saying? You have to be. It's our lot. It's our job. We don't have the opportunity to be slack on this job, right? You got to restore your brother. Otherwise, how can a nation be restored? And it start with just two brothers, right? We all know Deuteronomy 28 and 54 is the greatest curse upon us.
Okay. You
got something?
No, I was gonna pick up, but it was good though.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pick up where he left off. I'm gonna jump to verse 19. It says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves."
Do what?
Avenge not yourselves.
You see that? Go ahead.
But rather give place unto wrath.
It's spiritual that you found. But go ahead. Go ahead.
For it is written, "Vengeance is mine, and I will repay," saith the Lord.
You see that? Vengeance is the Most High's. And Jay got a hard time. You know, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I ain't gonna talk about Jay. We're gonna talk about Sham. I hate feeling played, bro.
God.
I do not like to feel played, bro. It just it wears on my spirit.
God.
But at the end of the day, it's the Most High doing. Certain situations are beyond you. It's a lesson. If I get played or feel played and I don't learn from it, that's on me. Right? Because the Most High put things in your life for a lesson or a blessing. That's a brewable. It's not precept. It might be a precept to say something similar to it, but that's a brewable, right? The Most High put things in your path for a lesson or a blessing, right? So even if you feel played, it's not about dwelling in the fact that you feel played. It's how do you grow from it?
And to go at this from another angle too, don't be like how a lot of our people is the Christians or whatever. That doctrine basically taught a lot of our people to just let these other nations just run all over us and basically not feel any type of way about it and just let them keep doing the things they keep doing. From just this verse alone could make you get that false understanding to do that. So don't get it misconstrued. Don't get it misconstrued in a sense. This is really for our people, what we basically saying. When it's with your brother or whatever, don't recompense vengeance for vengeance, because as is written, vengeance is the Most High's. And I'm gonna read down to verse 20. It says, "Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him, and if he thirsts, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head."
That's how what?
Heap coals of fire on his head.
So you can't get away. When you start doing the work of the Most High, He gonna put that burden on you, right? It's just like when what is that? Second Esdras, when he was questioning the Most High, and he told him, "Go weigh fire for me," right? You know what I'm saying? Call back a day that's been passed, right? You don't have the capacity to understand what the Most High is thinking. You don't have the capacity to try and operate like the Most High operates. So it's expedient that we yield to a power much greater than us, and we trust the Most High with mind, body, and soul, right?
And to close it out, it says, "Be not overcome of evil."
That's right, Brother Larry. That's right. And that's spiritual. That's spiritual because you holding on to something that's much bigger than you. And it's weighing you down physically, mentally, and spiritually. And it becomes a burden so big upon you that you start to feel it in your members, right? And you bug yourself out. You obsess about it.
And you kill yourself.
And you do what?
Kill yourself.
Or your body like, yo, I can't take this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a release.
Yeah.
And it come out through different infirmities in your body. Go ahead, King.
It says,
that's right.
I'm gonna finish it. I got one more sentence. "Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good."
You gotta allow the Most High, because you gotta, when you come into this truth, you understand it's a different battle. You're on a different battlefield, man.
That's right.
You can't use the same tools that you was using to fight the people of the world.
But first understand that you at war.
It's
just spiritual warfare.
That's right.
So we are dealing with every day. So before you can realize that you on a different battlefield. It's not the same as enlisting in Esau's army. First, understand that you at war, and you've been at war, and it's the flesh warring against the spirit, as it says in the book of Romans. What is that? Chapter 12, verse 16 on down.
I think you read that too. 12:16. We just there.
Okay. So, like, I go ahead.
No, you know, but just understanding of the battles that we're facing, you got, and then understanding the power or the weapon that you're going to use, and that's the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. You got to use those spirits, the angels that he, right? Because it's a worldly saying. My mom used to tell me all the time. It says, what was do good? And it's slipping my mind right now. But when you do good to someone, they really don't have the capacity to understand it, especially if they don't speak that language, right? They real carnal, right? So when you do this, it messes them up on a different level because they still looking at things from a carnal perspective or a fleshly perspective. So you got, and then ultimately it relies on trusting the Most High. When you render these things over to the Most High, my coach used to tell me all the time, and pressure will bust a pipe. If you store up all of these things, you store up all this malice, hate, content, right? These things will consume you, right? So you got to render these things over to the Lord and leave them there, man.
And they are heavy burden, Ak.
Are you?
They're heavy burden, bro. Like you thinking you holding on to one situation, but that one situation that you holding on to has snowballed through a bunch of past experiences that has caused you to feel how you feel in your members, and you holding on to that thing, man. And this is, it's a weighty matter, literally, that's so heavy that it begins to come out through your flesh. Right?
I know that saying. I'm a yield. Oh,
go ahead. You
yeah,
begin to out through your spirit, right? But go ahead.
Yeah, kill them with kindness. That's the heaping that fire upon their head. Right? You really killing them with kindness when you really render them something, because you showing them grace that they don't deserve. They like, why this? I can't hold back grace. It was given to me. Who am I to hoard this thing? Right? It's supposed to be given freely to all men. Right? But I yield.
Next precept.
Yeah, next precept, Proverbs. Hey, Nasi. Proverbs 8 and 4 is right there. Hey, Nasi, get Job 38 and 3 for me.
Come on.
Proverbs 8 and 4. What to you, O man, I call?
Go ahead, bring it up.
Proverbs 8 and 4. It says, "Unto you, O man, I call."
Unto what?
Unto you, O man, I call.
You see that? Go ahead.
And my voice is to the sons of men.
Because it's up to us to be the pillars. It's up to us to be the leaders. It's up to us to guide our houses. It's up to us to govern those emotions that our ribs feel. I say it all the time. It's another brewable, right? You got to walk with me. Women are very emotional. Men are very logical, right? So we have to make sense of things that our women be feeling. And some of you men be in your feelings too, man, right? And you got to let go of those emotions. You got to yield to what's right and what's good according to the word, right? And don't operate or conduct yourself in a manner that's so effeminate that you are carrying the spiritual emotion of a woman, right? Bring that out, Job 38 and 3.
This is the book of Job, chapter 38 and verse 3. Gird up now thy loins like a man.
Do what?
Gird up now thy loins like a man.
Like what?
Like a man.
So you got to approach this thing as a man of the Lord, right? What does it say in Exodus 15 and 3? The Most High is a man of war. And we are literally at war with spiritual demons, according to, what is that, Ephesians 4 and 12? We wrestle not.
Romans 12.
No, not 12.
Ephesians 6 and 12. Salakia.
Ephesians 6 and 12. That's what it is. You're right. But we are wrestling with demons that are much, much more powerful than we give them credit for. Why do you think the serpent came to Eve? Because she was the weaker vessel. We as man, we have to. And how did the serpent get to Adam? Through the woman.
Yeah.
Right? So us being the men, we have to gird up and keep our head on a swivel and watch for the enemy's entrance. Watch for the slippery serpent, right? Watch for the deceivable devil. Y'all peep that alliteration. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Through the spirit, I'm just saying, no, we have to watch these things, man, because they at every corner. They everywhere, right? There's not going to be a place that the enemy is not going to try to swivel his way in just to get to the head. Just to get to the head, because if I get to the head, if I get to the man, that spiritual discord is going to trickle all the way down, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to consume the woman, I'm going to consume the children, and ultimately the nation, right? You know what I'm saying? So us men, we have to be mindful of it, and we have to conduct ourselves in a manner that the Bible calls us to, because as it said, like in the precept we just brought out, Proverbs 8:4, they call unto the sons of men. The sons of men is the ones that's having the charge given by the Most High, which is why Job 38:3, I call you to bring that out, because we have to gird up our loins and be mindful. And I got one more. This is Ephesians 6, starting at 10. Anybody can break it down. Ephesians 6:10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh.
Right. That's what we were saying earlier. You can't be lacking. You can't just have some of the armor on. You got to have the whole thing. Go on.
Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right. The word wiles means tricks. Right. Snares, stumbling blocks. Right. Read on.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Right. Not just on a carnal level. Right. Physical. Read.
But against principalities.
Right. Different rules, different systemic oppression, systemic ways that they can get at you. Read.
So like against powers. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
Right. The people who, the elite, the things that they have set in place to run this world. Right. And also, what else?
And against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Man, that's what I'm saying. You got to always be on a swivel. You can't, it's no time. That's what it says in Romans 13. Right. It's time. It's high time to awaken out of sleep.
Out of what?
Out of sleep.
A lot of us are sleepwalking. A lot of us are stumbling, tripping, because our eyes is not awake, right? You know what I'm saying? We don't have that spiritual lamp, the law at our feet, right? Nothing is God in our way, so we're bound to trip amongst the darkness, right? Verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to withstand the evil day.
God.
And having done all to stand, stand therefore having your loins girt about with the truth, right? And we know that to be the laws. The Most High hasn't given us anything that's not going to benefit us for generations and generations to come. He's given us an everlasting ordinance that can establish righteousness for until kingdom come, man, and even beyond kingdom come. We still gonna be governing according to these laws, right? And having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Right. You got to be laced up in this thing, right? Your heart got to be in the right place. That's the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of peace. Go on.
That's right. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
And you got to have faith in this word that it's going to be able to, that you're going to be able to wield and deal and shield yourself from all these different spirits, principalities, and darkness.
Man,
right? You got to trust in this word, man.
That's right.
Not your own flesh.
That's right. And take the helmet of salvation.
Right. And you got to know it to be true. Right.
That's
You
right.
got to put that thing on and know within your members, man, that this is what governs me. The helmet of salvation. I'm seeking salvation. Right. Read on.
And the sword of the spirit.
Come on, shout out to the sword.
On the scene, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, swords on the spirit, man. You got to take that with you, man, because it's imperative. It's imperative that you have that sword, because how else are you going to combat? What are you going to use to fight back with?
Bare hands.
Bare hands, flesh. What did you say?
Bare hands.
You're going to use your flesh to fight a spiritual war? You are bound to lose.
And that's what that sword is literally equipped to fight all spirits. It's the sword of the spirit.
It's what?
It's the sword of the spirit.
That's right.
It's supposed to cut down the spirits, right?
Watch this.
Yeah.
Which is the word of God. See that? You're going to be able to, the scripture says we're going to be able to tear down nations with the word alone. Just by using the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Now that's double fold because we know Hamashiach is the word of God. And he's going to put all these nations into subjection. But using the word of God, using the precepts, using the testimonies, using the covenants, using the ancestors' way of life, we are going to be able to tear down all these strongholds of the world. We already starting to, man. Mm-hmm. Brothers is gathering themselves together. Brothers is walking in the ways of righteousness. Brothers is rejecting the world and cleaving to the word, right? In closing, verse 18. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all his saints, upholding commandments, right? You know what I'm saying? It's for all the saints, man. Man, we are a part of this covenant, and there ain't nothing we can do about it.
That's right.
Nothing. We can't get away from it. We can't change it. There is no yielding to a different understanding. You can, but you're gonna be cut down in the land of the living for it.
You shouldn't want to do anything about it.
You should,
but go by it.
You shouldn't want to do anything but yield to it because the Most High has given this to us for our own good. I yield because I could keep going. My Akim know me.
I just had one precept because just talking about lacking, right, and understanding you got to be watchful, right? Yasha Ali, you could just pull me up real quick.
Yeah, what you need me to get? Okay.
What's the bathroom?
Yeah. Oops. There you go.
Here we go. Let's get it.
Come, I'm gonna bring it out for you.
Come, bring it out.
Matthew 24:43. It said, "But know this, that if the good man of the house had known, and what watch the thief would come."
Right, because we don't know. It says that no man know the hour, nor the time, nor the day. Right, so we have to be watchful in these last days. Right, a thief not gonna come and set an appointment to kick in your door, man. Right, he's not gonna set up a Zoom call for him to see when you're gonna be available. Right, read on.
It says he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up.
Right, because if he was watching, and that's what a good man is, right? A good man is going to know that the enemy is always out there seeking whom he may devour, right? That's what a good man is, and that's what the accountability is that we got to understand us as men. That's why we brought that out in Proverbs 8:4. Unto you, O man, I call. Right, because if you don't understand that you have been called to be not only a protector, a father, a husband, right, a servant of the Most High God, you got many hats to put on in this thing, right? It's no time to be lacking in these last days. All right, I yield on that. Let's get to the next precept.
Come, next precept is Psalms 118 and 22.
Come on, let's bring it up. Right, for those of y'all just tapping in, we're dealing with accountability, and like, share, and subscribe when you come in the building. Hit the bell. Right, we are equipping our brothers and sisters in these last days with other than just physical and carnal weapons, as it says in First Corinthians. Right, our weapons are not carnal, but are spiritual. Right, let's get it.
Psalms 118 and verse 22. It says, "The stone which the builders refused,"
right? The stone meaning Yahweh Shai, the foundation, the rock. Read on.
"Is become the headstone of the corner."
Right. He's a headstone, or they call him the chief cornerstone. Read.
"This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day which the Lord hath made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it."
Right. So what we bringing this thing out is that if you're going to hold Yahweh Shai accountable, you got to understand what he did and who he is and what he came to do. Right. And that's because he is the founder of our faith. He is what we are supposed to be able to stand on. right? And you got to be able to lean on that in these last days and trust in it ultimately, right? And in sincerity. I yield on that, Art.
Come on. We could get.
You can yield. Let's get to the next one. Mark 12.
Mark 12 and 10.
Right. We're going to try to do rapid fire on these things. We don't want to keep y'all all night, but we want to make sure that these precepts come out so that we can hold each other accountable. Not so we can hold ourselves accountable so that we can then hold each other accountable. Right. Because it'll be a worse thing for me not to be holding myself accountable and my brother Yasha Allah comes to lean on me. Right. And I'm not equipped to be able to carry his burdens, which that's what the brotherly love is. Right. Read on.
Okay. Mark 12 and 10. It reads, and have you not read the scriptures? The stones. It says the stones which the builder rejected.
The first part.
Okay. It says, and have you not read this scripture?
Right. That's what it starts with. You got to read accountability. Right. Hold yourself accountable. You have to read Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book, therefore, and read. Right. If it's just a one chapter a day, you got to start building yourself up in this thing. Right. Keep going on.
It says the stone which the builders rejected is become the head of the corner.
Right. That's a precept upon precept. Right. We just brought that out in Psalms 118 to show you that it's reflected, that he is reflected through the whole Bible. That's what he says, that I come in the volume of the book. So even in the New Testament, it was telling you to be holding yourself accountable and to trust in Yahweh Shai, the rock, right? The foundation, the chief cornerstone. Right. Next precept is going to be in the book of Luke, chapter 20.
It's the same.
Same account?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get Acts 4 and 11.
I think all these might be. Let me check. Yeah.
All these.
I think we could go down to Sirach 28 and we read that. You gonna read it over?
Let's get to Job 15.
Okay.
Right, the book of Job, the 15th chapter. We'll start at the 34th verse. Job 15 and 34. Right. Because the scriptures say in Psalms, through thy precept I get an understanding. Through these precepts, you're gonna be able to get learn how you can be accountable in this thing.
Right.
Right. Read on.
Come on, Job 15 and verse, you said 24? 34. 34. Verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites.
For what?
The congregation of hypocrites.
Read on.
Shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery.
Right, because you don't want to be a hypocrite in these things in these last days. You don't want to be supposed to be holding yourself accountable, and then when someone else, and you're not doing that, but when someone else is slacking or lacking, and they got a mote or a beam in their eye, right, you want to call that out. Right, you can't do that. Quick precept in Matthew 23, the 23rd chapter. Right, Matthew 23 and verse 1. We'll get back to you, Yasha Allah. Matthew 23 and verse 1. It says, then spake Yahweh Shai to the multitude and to the disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. Right? We understand that the scribes and the Pharisees, they were overzealous and they were Judaizers trying to heap upon. I'm going to let the scripture speak. Right? All therefore whatsoever they bid you, observe.
Do what?
Observe.
Right? So that's the most I say. Do what they say. Right?
But
because they are breaking out the laws. Do what they say. But what? Go ahead.
All therefore whatsoever they bid you, observe. That observe and do. But do not ye after their works.
But do
for
what?
They say and do not.
So do what they say, not what they do.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? The Pharisees and the Sadducees were known to have a very hypocritical spirit. So don't follow after their works. Follow after what they say, because they saying the right things, but they not moving in righteousness. Got to put that right real quick.
Verse 4 and close it. I'm gonna wrap it up. This is verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. Don't be that brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, brother, you need to be doing this, but you're not holding yourself accountable.
That's right.
Right? That's hypocritical, man. Be not a hypocrite, right? I yield.
Fine. This is just to let me back on the point the brother was eloquently bringing out, right? This is Matthew 15 and verse 8. So like I'm gonna start at verse 7.
Good precept.
And it says, and this is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach talking to the elders, right? It says, ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart or their mind is far from me, right? Because they were not receiving the ways of righteousness. They were not moving according to the law. They would say it. It's just like your average Christian today, right? You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of lip service, right? But they're not practicing what they're preaching. Literally. Right? They're not perpetuating these same laws that they're holding the rest of the congregation accountable for, right? Verse 9 in closing. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. All right. And that's your, like I said, that's your average Christian, your modern teachers and preachers in Christianity, your pork chop pastors, right? All of these things, but maybe even your average Israelite in today's time, right? You know what I'm saying? So knowing and understanding that we have to receive the word and spirit and truth and keep the commandments, not the traditions of men. Don't do as they do. Do according to the word. Do thus saith the Lord. Right? I yield out because you was bringing it out beautifully. You muted. You muted.
The water. Yeah, that last precept. Hey, that was spot on. At Matthew 15 and 7. We can keep rolling.
The next precept is going to be Isaiah 33 and 14. Because these was all the same verses. We ain't going to keep reading the same thing over and over again.
Okay, come.
Let's get it.
Right here. Isaiah 33 and 14. It says, the sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire, and who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, and he that despiseth the gain of oppression, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, and that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood.
You see that? That's your modern preacher, right? He's taking the bribes, tithes, and the offering. Right? And he is, what does it say again? It stoppeth his ears from hearing of the blood.
And shut up his eyes from seeing evil.
Hey, man. This is this man. Get the classic, man. Isaiah 30. What? I think it's Salakia. Isaiah 30 and 8.
Good precept.
Isaiah 30 and 8. Now go read it before them in a table and note it in the book.
Go ahead.
That it may be for the time to come.
Future prophecy. This is for the generation of faith, which happens to be us. This is for people on down the line. Go ahead.
Forever and ever. That this is the rebellious people.
What are we?
Rebellious people.
And
lying children.
And
children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
See, this is our people. We do not hear the law. We do not receive correction. We are a rebellious people, lying children, right? Go ahead.
Which say to the seer, see not.
What did he say?
See not. And to the prophets.
Real quick. This is back in Isaiah 33 and 15 at the end. It says, stoppeth the ears from hearing of blood and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. Now, what does it say again?
And would say to the seer, see not.
See not. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and to the prophets prophesy not unto us right things.
Right.
But speak unto us smooth things.
Because see, Jake want to be romanticized. Jake want his ego stroked. Jake wants you to tell him everything gonna be all right, even if he ain't right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jake wants you to lie to him. He wants you to tickle his fancy, bring him along. He does not want correction. He does not want to be reproved. He does not want to repent. He doesn't want to change. He just wants the illusion that even if I keep doing this, everything's gonna be all right, right? Pastor, yeah, as long as you keep paying me. That's the bribes that it was talking about in Isaiah 33. They're literally bargaining chips for their soul that's already been paid for with the blood of Hamashiach. Go ahead, King. Finish that out in verse 11.
And prophesy deceits.
Go ahead.
Get you out of the way and turn aside out of the path.
It's like Yoda 13.
And cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word.
Because what?
You despise this word.
You despise the word, right? We know the word will be Hamashiach through the Spirit, but when you despise the word of the Lord, right? Go ahead.
And trust in oppression.
You trust in your enemies. You trust in America. You trust in folly days. You trust in offness, all manners of lewdness. Anything that the heathen perpetuates, anything he tell you, you think is truth. Right? Go ahead.
This one, a big one. And perverseness.
And what?
Perverseness.
What is pedophilia?
Perverseness.
What is LGBTQ?
Perverseness.
What is damn Pizzagate?
Perverseness.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And say thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach.
As a what?
Breach. Ready to fall.
Ready to what?
Fall.
Hey man, these acts that you will perpetuate is going to cause you to fall. It's going to steer you astray. It's going to throw you off. Go ahead.
It says, and a swelling out in the high wall was breaking coming suddenly at an instant.
I yield with that.
Come on, let's get it.
Next precept is Job 36 and 13. Get Matthew 62.
Matthew 62?
6 and 2.
I got
you. Job 36 and 13. It says, but the hypocrites.
The what?
The hypocrites.
The who?
Hypocrites.
Right.
In heart heap up wrath, and they cry not when he bindeth them.
That's it on that?
Yeah, that's it on that.
Real quick, straight to the point, man. The hypocrites' prayers and wants and needs and crocodile tears are falling on deaf ears with the Most High. You're not trying to hear that, bro. Because y'all the same people that's giving my people a charge that y'all not keeping. Y'all the same people that got these snares set up for my people to continuously fall at. And then when they fall, you hold them accountable, but don't hold yourself accountable. Right? This is the same people that are leading us astray. The Most High not dealing with that, man. This is Book of Matthew. Next precept, the Book of Matthew, chapter 6. So 6 and 2, right, King?
Yes, through 16.
Through 16?
Yeah.
The Book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 2. And it reads, therefore, when thou doest thine alms, one of y'all got it, whoever. When thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee.
Right. This is dealing with accountability, family. Right. A lot of times in the world, when we do a good deed, an alm, right, we want to make a post about it. You want to take a picture with the person that you may have got the money with, gave them money or got them a meal. Right. These things, let the angels are recording these things, man.
That's right.
Don't make a spectacle out of a good deed. Right. Allow it to. The Most High is not unrighteous to forget your works. So if it was a good deed, man, it has been written and taken account for. Right. Read on.
What was that? Job 36 and 16?
36 and 13.
36 and 13?
Yeah.
Fine. This is back at the top of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 2. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Right? They doing this to be praised by men. They doing this to be exalted by man. They doing this to find favor with the damn beast of the field, you know. But we doing this ultimately to find favor with the Son of Man, with Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, with Yahweh. So when we do our righteous acts, there's no need for us to gloat amongst men, because we know the angels are watching. We know they're keeping record, as the brother just brought out. And ultimately, those good deeds are going to be carried back to our power source. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what the right hand doeth, that thine alms may be secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly.
Yeah.
Bring it out. Somebody expound.
Well, you know, it's a precept that comes to mind. It says, let your works be seen before men, that they may glorify your Father which is in heaven.
That's right.
Right. So when you're doing these deeds, these onlookers or people who might not be in the truth, you are being held accountable, because you know who you are now as an Israelite, and you know what is required of you.
That's
right? And you know that we are called to be a light. So now we got to shine out here. So when these onlookers or people who are not of the faith or the understanding that we are, they see us and they be like, man, okay, man, this brother is different. What is about this understanding? Right? You can plant a seed. There's a lot of times where you don't really have to even speak to someone, being a Hebrew, that they get the point. They already know.
Why? Because of the spirit of Hamashiach.
You
know, we already moving and working on one accord, as the scripture says.
And you got to have integrity too. They're gonna know that, okay, some things this brother might not be privy to. Some things that this brother might know, you can't go there, but he might bring a precept. And that's how a family be when you be in this truth. My son, he's 7 and he 8, and every time he asks me a question, you know what the scriptures say. You know what the scriptures say, right? He said, Daddy, every time I ask a question, you tell me what the scriptures say. Hey, hold me accountable.
1 Peter 4:11. I'm gonna give you another scripture.
Right. Hold me accountable, man. I'm not gonna give you something that can crumble at the end of the day. I'm giving you something. That's why we brought that out in Psalms 1:18 about the foundation, the rock, the cornerstone. You can stand on this, right? But my words, man, they're gonna perish at the end of the day. Are you?
You read through 16, or you going?
No, I'm gonna read through 16, but I'm gonna roll though. Verse 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrite. The hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogue,
right,
and in the corners of the streets.
You know, the wide open, speaking in tongues, hooping, hollering, and falling out in the church, and ain't that the truth? All of that, right?
And they like to use the advanced vocabulary, right? You know what I'm saying? They try to make it sound real pretty and good, but the spirit ain't in it. The etiquette is in it, but the spirit not in it, right? In the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men, right? They want to say, "Oh, the brother went off in that prayer. Praise the Most High, Hallelujah." You know what I'm saying? They waiting on that. You ever hear the preacher say, "Can I get an amen?" Yeah. Well, brother, if I was, can I give you one? You gotta ask for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But thou, when thou prayest, enter into remember what Salaki. Remember when we was watching? Yeah. What was that? SOT.
He was like, amen or no man.
Amen or no man. Right. Verse 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet. And when thou hast shut the door, pray to thy Abba which is in secret. And thy Abba which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. You see that? The Most High don't need no audience. He don't need you setting up a damn somebody to clap. You know what I'm saying? For the works that you're doing for him. If you're doing it for him, why you need somebody else applause? Right? Verse 7. But when you pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathen do. For they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things you have need of before you ask him. So before you even come to the Most High in the Spirit, requesting this or that or whatnot, the Most High already know what you need. He already know what you stand in need of. He already know where you lacking. He what?
He put it in you.
He know. I put it there, right? So when you ask me in the spirit of meekness. Ask me according to your true heart's desires and what you need, not what you want. Just give it to me straight, right? Verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Let us not, or lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. When you forgive their trespasses, your heavenly Father shall also forgive you.
Yeah.
But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Abba forgive your trespasses.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance. You moaning, you groaning, oh, I'm hungry. Are you waiting for us, a brother, to say, what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
So you can respond, oh, I'm fasting. You know what I'm saying? That's all you waiting on. Jake wanna appear to be holier than thou, right? Be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Yeah,
Kind of eloquently put, man. It says what it says, man. Don't let your work speak, man, and not your mouth, right?
That's right, Brother Larry.
And that was 16.
Yeah, that was 16.
Next precept is going to be Matthew 22 and 18.
Right.
Matthew 22 and 18.
Yeah. Matthew 22 and 18.
So look. Like, 1 second.
Right. Being equipped, holding each other accountable, holding oneself accountable, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your surroundings and your environment, right? What else is accountable of you? Putting off the former conversations, right? Putting off that old man, your old nature, right? The earthy man. You got to put these things off. You got to hold yourself accountable for waking up every day and doing that. Every day you're going to battle that thing. Go ahead, King.
Matthew 22 and 18, and it reads, but Yahweh perceived their wickedness and said, well, let me read verse 17. So you get the context. Verse 16, and they said they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of God in truth, neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahweh perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Shew me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny.
Read through 22.
And he saith unto them, whose is this image and superscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's.
That's right.
And unto God the things that are God's.
That's right.
Right. And this is what Salaki and the Most High is requiring that of you today. Right now, every day, man, to make sure that you have a balance, as it says in Proverbs 11 and 1. Understand that some of these things are, you got to get back to the world at the end of the day. Don't allow these things to consume you and continue to operate in the spirit, right?
Because that's the thing. The Most High don't want the world's portion.
What are you
going
to do with it?
Benjamin Franklin's?
How you going to pay me, you know what I'm saying, with with something you would pay man. I don't want that, bro. Shalom, Jay. You know what I'm saying?
I got a quick
I'm not interested in that. Render me what is mine. And what he say? Give Caesar what's Caesar's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the same thing you're going to offer. You can't make the sacrifices of the world with the Most High. You can't buy him. He's not for sale. Right? Go ahead, I yield.
Quick precept, 1 John 2:15. I ain't gonna break it down, reading it straight verbatim. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All that is in the world is the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. That pride of life could be money, right? Is of the world. Verse 17, as we was just so putting it eloquently, verse 17, and the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever. So you got to give these things back over to the world. It's going to perish at the end of the day anyway, right?
See, the Most High don't want a temporary fix. He don't want a part-time prophet, right? He don't want a halfway Hebrew. You can't be partial with the Most High. He want what's his, right? I put it in your spirit to be a prophet back when you was in the womb, right? So if you're going to do my works, do them in truth and sincerity. Don't do them when it benefits you. How you going to give the Most High a partial benefits? You know what I'm saying? A partial work that he may give you a increment of benefits. I don't work like that. It ain't no halfway getting the kingdom. If you're going to do it to the end and receive the whole reward of a prophet, or you can be counted as a publican. That's pretty much the two variables that we have. We don't have the opportunity to halfway with the Most High. He's not dealing with lukewarm spirits, man.
I'm holding it right now. Revelation 3:16.
You being lukewarm, you're gonna turn into a loogie. Go ahead.
Revelation 3:15. Right, Revelation 3:15. It says, "I know thy works."
You see what I'm saying?
Right, I know thy works. Thou art neither cold or hot.
Yeah, what?
You aren't neither cold or hot. I would thou wert cold or hot.
I would
though. I would thou wert cold or hot.
He would rather you be fully on fire for this truth, or just not deal with him at all. Right? Because if you're not dealing with me at all, hey, I can destroy you and bring you back to maybe worship me in the next life. But if you just halfway, I don't know which side. Don't nobody want somebody that you don't know where they stand with him, where you stand with him, right? You dealing with somebody in the world, you want them to either ride for you, be down for you, or bro, tell me you don't rock with me at all. So now I know how to play you. I ain't got to worry about where you stand. I ain't got to second guess. I ain't got to go back and forth. You over there with them. And the people that's rocking with you are that got your back. You ain't gotta watch what's going on in your house. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying, be always mindful of what's going on. No, I know this person got my best interest at heart. So I ain't gotta think about it. You welcome in my house. You welcome to kick up your feet and relax and get comfortable. Or be co-heirs in the kingdom with me. Right?
Wrapping it up.
Know where they stand. You don't want them around you like that. You don't trust them around your kids. You wouldn't trust them in your house. How much more a kingdom? Right? Go ahead, King.
This is Revelation 3:16 in closing. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
That's that loogie I was talking about, man. Brother don't turn into a lukewarm loogie, man, playing with the Most High. Playing with Yahweh Shah. He will spew you out of his mouth, right? Go ahead.
Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods. That's why he says, render what to Caesar, what is Caesar's.
That's right.
But if you don't have that mindset, this is why you're going to be lukewarm. Because you feeling like, sure, I'm good. I'm content over here, right? That's why he says, come out of the world in Revelations.
But see, that's the thing, though. Like it says in Ecclesiastes 7:7, a gift destroyed the heart.
That's right.
So you got a job, you got a woman, right? You might have got you a new car, you got the off days you wanted. Hey man, these things have driven you away from doing the work of the Father. You have become so comfortable in captivity, you're not even realizing you being oppressed now. Because what? Everything's agreeing with your flesh. Everything is pleasing to you. So now you find no fault with Caesar. You find no fault in Egypt. You find no fault with Babylon. To where you've become a Babylonian and you don't even know it. You've taken on the spirit of the Egyptians without you even know it. The spirit just crept up in your house, and before you know it, your whole family got damn Easter baskets. Your whole family at a damn barbecue with a damn 4th of July American flag on your damn shirt before you even know it. You got to be mindful of these things because it's spiritual. It's all spiritual. It has spiritual ties from the times of old. When we reject the will of the Father, it's going to open the door for more and more demons to cleave unto you. And once they sink their teeth into you, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's going to be so hard to relinquish. Why? Because the Most High done gifted you your helpmeet. You worship her. Now you serving her children. You serving your children through her. Right? You're not leading, you following, and they leading you right to destruction. Salakia, I'll yield.
Revelations 11:7. Revelation 11:8, right? Because you said it's what? It's spiritual. You got to deal. In Revelations 11:8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Powerful precept.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
You see that? You see that?
Right.
You have no choice. When you love America, you got to agree with homosexuality. When you love America, you got to agree with the innocent black man being slain. What's up?
I was gonna say, tell them what we seen at work. So you showed them.
Can't make this up. That's crazy, all right?
Yeah.
Today we at work, and me and Yasha Allah, and we was this comedian has security, but they are transformers. They were born women, damn built like Andre the Giant, man.
They transformers with their old transmission.
Gun transmission slipping. You know what I'm saying? They got beards. They were born women. So me and Yasha Allah, our minds is blown. We baffled at a loss of words. We try to show some of our coworkers, man, look at this, bro. And they look and they like, what? Yeah, that's such and such, the comedian or whatever. Like, nah, these are women. These are women that we looking at. Like, they were born women. They said,
Doctrines.
Like it wasn't a big deal to them. Me and Yasha like, what? You said like, Yasha was like, hey man, they got more damn muscles than me.
Right.
They was like, They said nothing. It's become so normal to where the multitudes of sins and the idolatry doesn't even rattle Jake no more. They're not even surprised. They're not even indifferent about it. And I said, hey, they must got some damn transformers in their family, in their household. Right?
They might be one themselves. Right?
They dealing with damn Decepticons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just blew my mind, man, how it didn't. Jake wasn't moved, bro.
Okay.
So like,
and that's what Yahweh shot back in that Matthew 23. We can finish that up. But in verse 18, it says, but Yahweh perceived their wickedness.
He did what?
He perceived their wickedness.
Like,
you got to be able to have eyes to see, man. And a lot of these people don't. They have the eyes, but they got a veil over them, man.
That's
and the
right.
Most High is not revealing that thing to them. right? So you got to now hold them accountable.
Good, brother.
Show me, okay.
When you say Autobots roll out, that's what the nigga be saying.
Good. Hey, brother, the guy said Decepticons. You know what I'm saying? That's what we dealing with, man.
Right.
Well, it's crazy to the point where if they hadn't voiced that, there's no way you knew these women, bro.
Man.
Would you have knew if it wasn't in the
Nah,
caption?
would have known, man.
There's no way that you can know. Man, I'm gonna see if I can put it up.
Yeah, I can pull it up. I can share it on the screen. If you put it, it's on IG. Send it to me.
Sorry.
Right, but with that being said too, as well, like that's why you have to use this as your foundation of your faith when you're dealing with relationships. Right, you got to be able to go according to the standard, man. You got to find out some things, man. I got to really see where you at before you wake up, man, and your back hurt, man. We're gonna keep it.
Hey,
I just sent it to you, all right?
Say you wake up your back hurt.
Good, man.
Right? And it's being real, man. You got to hold yourself accountable, and you just can't be out here living like the world because that's what you're going to get, man.
And Jay think it's funny, man, when you pull this up. Jay think it's hilarious. Jay think this is some type of joke.
Yeah, put up with Sham since you, bro.
Okay. I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. Yikes. See that, bro?
Madness, man.
Bro, that is folly, bro. Them is women, man. With full-grown beards.
Yeah, you would never know, dog.
Bro, you would never know that those are women. You would never know. And I got a precept.
Can't natural use.
Man. Romans 1:25, man.
Good precept.
Who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie? And worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, Yahweh gave them up until foul affections. But even their women, bring the picture back up, nicely.
I got you.
But even their women, this is straight chaos, bro.
Never would know, bro.
They'll whoop Duval ass right now. Look at him. They'll whoop his ass right now. I'm led to believe both of them will beat the brakes out of Duval standing right there. If he wasn't paying them.
But you gotta question this nigga too, though.
Facts.
Accountability, man.
Go up a little bit. Scroll up a little bit.
Yep, read the caption.
Read the caption. He think it's funny, bro.
Security while I'm in Houston. The wild part is they transgender. They were both born women.
With damn laughing emoji. This is not funny, bro.
Nah, this is tragic, man.
That's madness, bro. That's scary. That's scary, bro.
That's freaky, man.
Good.
Go on, man.
Time. Let me finish this out. For this cause, Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. It is not nature for women to have full-blown beards, man. It is not nature for a woman to bench 300 pounds wearing damn bulletproof vest and security boots. That is not coinciding with the nature of a woman. What the hell is going on? But like I said, when you love America, you have to support that. You have to exalt that. That has to be acceptable in the way of life. You got to be okay with it at the very least.
Come. Let's get back to it.
Man, brother Larry Kahn. I yield with that, man.
Come, let's get back to it. Next precept. Do we wrap that up?
Yeah. Sirach 28 and 11. We can maybe finish this.
I was just gonna say,
Let's get it.
boom, 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 boom. Well, no, yeah, this bullet point.
Okay.
Don't start right here.
Okay. Sirach 28 and 11. I'm already there.
Let's get it.
Sirach 28 and 11. A hasty contention kindleth a fire.
Right.
And
so holding yourself accountable, you can't just be too rash to jump to a conclusion. You got to hear the whole matter. Sirach 5 and 1. Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. And Sirach 11 and 7. Right. Keep going up.
And it says, and a hasty fight sheddeth blood.
Mm-hmm.
If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. And if thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched.
Mm-hmm.
And both these come out of thy mouth.
Right. So you got to be careful. That's what it says in Hebrews 4:13. It says that the word of the Most High is a double-edged sword, man. Words can cut, man. It can, but it also can heal. Right. So you got to be careful of what you speak, right, and hold yourself accountable, man.
Hey, that's powerful. Read verse 9.
It says, a sinful man disquieteth his friends.
He what?
Disquieteth friends.
Go ahead.
And maketh debate among them that be at peace.
You see that? Now, damn Dwayne Wade, man. You have changed your son into a man. Now, brothers, change your son into a woman.
What's his name?
His name is Zaire. And now the damn whole your basketball brethren are at damn odds, because some of these brothers are supporting you, and some of these brothers like, hell no, bro, that's off.
And ain't he turned into supposed to be a girl, and he with a girl that's want to be a dude?
What is going on, bro? Precept, man. Hate it here, damn it. What the hell is going on, bro? You a boy that want to be a girl, and you're with a girl that wants to be a boy. What the hell is going on, bro?
Dog.
I got to preach about the YouTube.
This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion. Bruh, that makes no sense literally. It makes no sense. How are you a boy and you a faggot, and then you have a shim, if you will, and she a faggot? What is going on here?
You said shim.
Term. What is going on, bro? Dog. What is that, bro? She look like the damn woman off Species, man. What the hell is that?
Quick precept. This is the book of Psalms 82.
What's going on? And it's crazy because they showed a picture. They showed a picture of the damn faggots kissing.
Yeah, they did.
You made a spectacle of it, but you wouldn't take a picture of your straight son kissing his girlfriend. Why is you making it a point? The conversation look like Ellen or he or whatever the hell it is. Like,
it's a she.
It's a faggot too. Ellen's a faggot too.
Ellen disingenuous. That's what it is. Like,
why are you making a spectacle? Why is it a big deal to take a picture of them kissing and post it? Would you take a picture of your older son with his wife kissing and post that? No. But you take a picture of your 12, 13-year-old son kissing a sodomite, Edomite, and plaster it across the web as if there's something to be proud of.
There you go.
You got it, right?
Yeah.
What is that, bro? You got the one where they kissing?
No, I ain't seen no one.
Hey, man. All praises.
Yeah.
There it is. Look at the couple next to him. There's his oldest brother with his girl right there. But it's a picture of the two faggots kissing. They made that a must-see TV.
Quick precept. This is the book of Psalms 82 and 6. 82 and 5, rather. Psalms 82 and 5.
Ellen be genderless. That's what the name is.
Right. This is Psalms 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. Right. They don't really understand really what they're doing to the full extent. Right. They come over here because they understand that these things are acceptable. And that's why it says that in Revelation, the 18th chapter, that this is a place filled with all manner of species and different type of creeping things, if you will.
Unclean spirits.
Unclean spirits come into water. Right. So with that, they don't really understand what they're doing on a spiritual level. It says they walk on in darkness. Mm-hmm. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Man.
Right? And that's what this is. This is out of course, man. This is out of order, right? And this is confusion at least, right? I yield.
And it's crazy because recently Wade came out saying, hey, I used to wear dresses and my sister's heels, and so you justifying wickedness. So now he not off because you off. He not instead of self-accountability, saying, yeah, when I was young, I was off. That's probably why he led astray. You gonna say it's okay. Yeah, he just exploring. He want to be gay today because I was gay at one point. And probably still dealing with that spirit.
Yeah, bro.
Madness, bro.
Okay. What can we get?
Let's go.
We jump over here. Keep going through.
Yeah, we grab these real quick. I grab one.
Next precept is going to be Proverbs 28 and verse 25.
I get the other one. All right.
Proverbs 28 and 25. He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife.
You see that? He proud in the heart. Hey man, I was gay too. You know, I ain't. You know, it happened to the rest of us. I used to try my sister's heels and dresses on too, as if that make it okay.
But 26 it says, he that trusted in his own heart.
And is what?
In his own heart.
Go ahead.
Is a fool.
Is a what?
A fool.
You an idiot. That's what the Most High say you are. You are an idiot, bro. To think that he would even be okay with that manner of wickedness.
That's what Jeremiah says that, man. Your heart is desperately wicked, man. Who can know it? Go ahead,
Let's hit on that.
Next precept.
The next precept is going to be Proverbs 25 and 8. Proverbs 25 and 8.
I bring it out. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 8, and it reads thus. Go not forth hastily to strive. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor hath put thee to shame. You can go into a matter not holding yourself accountable, and then just not thinking rational, and then you come into the situation and you didn't know the conclusion of the matter, and then they correct you on it, and now you look silly. Right now you got egg on your face. Right, I yield.
Keep going. Some more on that.
Verse 9. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another. Right. So if you've been told something, man, be that brother that a brother can confide in you on, man. Don't be that brother that got the loose lips, man, that sink the ships. Pause. Right. Reading on.
Finish out at 11.
Verse 11. A word filthy spoken is like apples of gold in pitchers.
I think you skipped verse 10.
Salakia. Right, I'm gonna read 9 again. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another.
Right.
Lest he that heareth it put thee to shame, and thine infamy turn not away. Because now this brother's gonna be like, man, if you really just telling me this, I wonder if somebody else is say something about me, you know what I'm saying, to you, what would you do? You gonna sit there here and listen to this thing, right? So if a brother has a grievance with someone, hey brother, don't tell me this. Go. Did you talk to this brother about that? Hold yourself accountable, man, and hold your brethren accountable too, man. Don't be no backbiters in this thing, or be receiving anything that's secondhand, if you will. Reading on, a word filthy spoken is like apples of gold and pitchers of silver. Right?
It don't fit. Right? It don't go together.
Where you want me to stop back out? You good?
Let's sit on that. In closing, man, last precept of the night. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 4. We'll start from the top. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. And it reads, James, a servant of Yahweh, and our Adawan Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Right, and you have been called to have patience in this truth. That's what we endure to the end. You got nothing. We have nothing but time, and in that time, we have to exercise patience. We really have to put this thing on. But a lot of it comes through experience, and experience is the best teacher. But a lot of times when you use the power of testimonies, accounts, when you're dealing with the scriptures, it's a lot of knowledge and a lot of trials and tribulations and accounts that our forefathers and foremothers have went through so now we can live through them vicariously and have their patience, right? Because now we know how to go about these things in the ways of the world. We don't necessarily have to go through them ourselves, so we can trust and have faith. Didn't the scripture say, what was that, Sirach? It says, look at the ancestors of old and see.
Sirach 2 and 10.
2 and 10, right? Let me get that real quick in closing, right? This is Sirach 2 and 10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right. And when you calling upon the Most High, you got to have patience, because he's not going to answer that thing right off the muscle. He might not even answer it at all if it's not his will.
That's right.
Right. So you gotta. That's where the accountability lies at. Right. With that, man, I yield.
I got one more. Okay.
2 Ezra 2 and 35.
Mm-hmm.
It says, be ready to the reward of the kingdom.
Be what?
Be ready to the reward of the kingdom.
We got to look forward toward the kingdom, man. We got to be ready to receive the reward of the kingdom, knowing that it's a give and take stipulation with that receiving of the kingdom, but we got to be ready to receive that, right? Go ahead.
For the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore.
How long?
Forevermore.
Con.
Okay,
ultimately, man, this is something that we're trying to perpetuate for generations and generations to come, even forevermore. So we have to be ready. We have to mortify our members. We have to hold each other accountable, hold yourself accountable, and ultimately be as circumspect as we can, man. With that, I yield. I'm Brother Shamarai. This is SUC.
Israel.
Brother Nasi.
Hey, we bid you all shalom, the water for tapping in. Until our next appointed time, shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.